up, everybody, and welcome back to the Virzi Effect podcast show. I know this is incredibly late. I have a unfortunate injury. Well, you know what? Anyway, welcome to the show. You guys listening to episode 562. This is not going to be a long episode, but I have some amazing guests scheduled. So January, I'm going to be in New York City in the studio with some amazing Virzi Effects episodes for you guys. But I didn't want to go 2 weeks without a show. I hope everybody had a happy and healthy new year. And let me just say out of the gate, I hope everybody had a happier and healthier New Year's than I did. I'm going to get right into this shit and get real with everything that's been going on. I want to talk a little bit about the Katt Williams interview a little bit. And yeah, so let's just get into this. First of all, I want to apologize to everybody, not apologize, but just let everybody know that it sucked for me. Anybody that was going to go to my show at the Gramercy Theater on New Year's Eve. We are literally in the process right now of getting that rescheduled, and hopefully that will be one of the Saturdays in March or April. We're working on that right now. I'm sorry if you got tickets. I'm sorry if it screwed up any of your plans. It was really, really something that bothered me. And let me just say, I don't want to sit here and throw anybody under the bus. Things in this business happen. And it was just an unfortunate situation, but it was something that was really out of my control. And, you know, I'm just going to leave it at that. But I am very, very sorry about that. We are going to make that date up. But I will tell you guys a cool story because I'm injured right now and it really, really sucks. And I'm not going to lie, I'm in a lot of pain, but I just came from the doctor. We have a plan, and hopefully I can get over this thing soon. But I'll tell you guys a cool story. And thank you guys for listening. I don't know how long I can go based on any pain that I'm in today, but I'm going to do whatever I can and just talk to you guys and give you guys the solo episode. And this is going to be a quick turnaround to having guests coming up next. The next few episodes, I should say. Also shout out, we got some sponsors coming and everything like that. So everything is great except my back. So let me just get back to the Gramercy. So as you guys know, and if you're not, you know, if you are a Virzi Effect fan or a fan of mine and you're an atheist, you know, I welcome everybody. You know, I'm not that. I believe in God. I'm religious. I pray and all those things. And I feel like a lot of times my prayers have been answered, you know? And I was just really, this is a God's honest truth. And you guys could take this as coincidence. You could take it however you want. But I'm just going to tell you. At first, I was like, should I talk about this on the podcast? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to talk about it on the podcast. Okay. Because it's just real and it's my life and it's what happened to me. Everything that I pretty much prayed for and dreamed of has happened for me. And I pray to God, I talk to God, and that's just the relationship that I have with my religion, with God. Okay. And I know if some of you don't believe it, that's fine. But I really wanted to end the year on a positive note. I wanted to end the year at the Gramercy Theater in New York City. And it was, to be honest, man, so many things went wrong from the day we decided to do it to internal things with just the venue. There were so many hurdles and obstacles leading up to it, that it just got to the point where we were like, this has to get postponed. Okay. And I was super, super fucking bummed out about it. Super bummed. And I said, I was like driving in my car, and I did 7 shows at the Stand on Friday and Saturday before New Year's Eve. I had 3 shows on Friday. I had 4 shows on Saturday. and I had a great time, and it felt good being back up there because usually the holidays I don't work. I'm staying home with the family, but I was like, you know what? Let me go bang out these 7 shows, have a good time, get back up there, and everything is going great. And I kind of got lifted up a little bit, and I'm like, okay, this is not the end of the year that I wanted to have, but you know, everything will work out. Everything's gonna, you know, everything happens, you know, should work out, happens for a reason. So I'm driving home that night, and I swear to God, guys, on my children, I'm in the car and I'm just thinking about my year. I'm thinking about how amazing it was and how I wish that the ending was what I wanted it to be. And I'm like literally in a car like a movie, just like flashes of the year. And then I got a little sad because I didn't end it how I wanted to end it. And I literally said, I go, God, everything I ever asked of you, you've come through for me. And I just don't understand what happened, why this was a problem. You know, like, and I know it's a silly thing to pray about, but it was just something, it was more of just like, you know, just a feeling that I had. And I just said, I know everything happens for a reason, but if you can give me a sign of why this happened, just let me know. Because this is the only time that I really felt like I wanted something and it didn't happen through you and asking you. And guys, I swear to you, the next day, I'm sorry, I did not work on Saturday. I'm sorry. I worked 3 shows on Thursday and 4 shows on Friday, off Saturday. Okay. And I swear to you, after that, I woke up and I could not walk. I could not walk. My back was completely fucked. I tried to get up and go to the bathroom. I screamed in pain, collapsed on my bed. It was so fucking bad that I said to my wife, like, I don't know what to do. I can't go to the bathroom. Then finally, I had to piss. I went to the bathroom. I was in such pain holding myself on the wall to piss. I was screaming in agony. I swear to you. Okay. I know this is a comedy podcast, by the way. I'm in immense pain. And then the following day, Sunday, which was New Year's Eve, I could not walk or get out of bed. I would have had to cancel my Gramercy Theater show on New Year's Eve. All of the things that went wrong from day one. And guys, there's a lot of things. Okay. It's not one thing, it's 4 or 5 different things. Okay. And my manager was out at the time. So, like, he didn't have, everything was not right. We still tried to make it work. I would have had to people would have been contacted day of, people that have flown in. And I'm very sorry to those people. I know that there were people that flew in that were very upset. And again, it's out of my control, man. It's out of my control. Somebody reached out and was like, I heard it was in your control. And you like, no. You don't know shit. You don't know shit. Okay. At all. Okay. And like I said, I'm not mentioning names. I'm not throwing anybody. Look, whatever happened, happened. But I can tell you this. I would not have been able to been on that stage and performed on New Year's Eve physically. And I mean, when I mean physically, I wouldn't have been able to sit and perform. I definitely wouldn't have been able to walk on stage and perform. I don't even know if I laid down on the stage holding a mic to my face, if I could have got through it. The pain was incredible. I've been bedridden for a long time. Today I went to the doctor. I found out that I injured a disc that's in my back that now has to have physical therapy, medication, but we're doing everything we have to do to get rid of the pain and to make me function again. So hopefully that happens, knock on wood. But again, you can take this story however you want it. And I know there's going to be haters, and I know there's going to be people going, say whatever you want. I really don't give a fuck. I'm just telling you what it is and how I live my life and what happened that day. And I said to God, just give me a sign of why this is happening, man. It was such a good year. Why are we finishing like this? Why did this have to happen? And I know some people are like, what the fuck, Paul? It's not a big deal. Dude, I had friends going, dude, what the fuck? Stop fucking acting like a baby. You have to postpone a show. Grow up. I get it, but I care. I care about my fans and I care that that didn't happen. And I just wanted to sign why. And then the day before, I couldn't walk. And the day of, I could not. It was even worse. So I said to my wife, I go, babe, I got to tell you something, man. I go, I asked for a sign and that happened. And she goes, you know, you see, Paul, everything happens for a reason. So it's amazing, but all I want to do is get better now. Today I'm walking better and hopefully the next couple of days. And thank you. A lot of people on here went to my Instagram and people that already heard about it or whatever. So if you did, but thank you for the well wishes, man. So many people reaching out, going to my inbox, telling me to stretch, telling me to do all these different things, certain things I can do, whatever. So anyway, I know it's a comedy podcast. I'll stop with the sappy shit, but uh, I'm gonna be better. Knock on wood. I got Mohegan's Sun coming up at the end of the month. I got Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant, New Jersey coming up at the end of the month. And then, guys, tickets are going for the Den Theater. The second show at the Den, which I believe is a 9:30 show, February 24th, Saturday. I'm shooting my special. Tickets are going. And I want to say it's like 75% sold already. And I think the first show is a little over 50 sold, 50%, around 50% sold. So those tickets are going to go because we have 2 months and the room looks amazing right now. So thank you so much. Chicago always shows out for me. That's why I chose Chicago. And you could check all other dates that we're adding to paulvirzi.com. Now, this whole Katt Williams thing is pretty wild. Okay. I've seen a lot of interviews with comedians and actors or actresses that have kind of went off and just said how they feel. And you go, oh, wow, that's a lot. That's crazy. But Katt Williams straight up just fucking, and it's one of those things where you're like, a lot of those people you talked about are really good people, funny people. So you never know. Half the people are saying good for him, he's the realist. Other people are saying, you know, he's crazy and he's trying to, you know, stay relevant. And like, I don't know. All I know is for you to go on a show and do that, something was really like bugging you. But then I thought about it like this. I'm going like, there are a lot of people, guys, there's a lot of things that happen in this business that you guys just will never know. You guys can make your assumptions and you guys can say this and that, and you guys can like us, not like us, hate on us, whatever the fuck you want to do. And all of that stuff is out of our control. But there are things that you don't know. There are comedians out there that watch other comedians perform and take their jokes. And they do it in such a slick way where you can't even really confront them because it can look like parallel thinking. There are a lot of shit talkers out there. There's a lot of behind the stuff that's the I don't want to say the ugly part of the business, but just not what the business really should be, which is just somebody getting on stage and being funny and doing it the right way. So part of me, when I saw that Katt Williams thing, I was like, all right, well, if he's got real information about the Illuminati, then like I want to hear about it. Or like, does this guy not care? Or is he fucking with people? I was really, I mean, going at people's wives is something like anytime somebody goes at family or wives or anything like that, that's just something that you know, say what you want about the performer, the comedian, the actor, the musician, all that stuff, but like bringing their family and so when you started talking about people's wives and shit, I was just like, whoa, that's this guy's going in, okay? Like that's just a little too much. You know, anytime people do that, you know, leave the, you know, but he was saying shit that made you think. Like he was like, you ever notice when this person is in a movie, this happens? Or, you know, and then other people, then Kevin Hart was saying, oh, Katt Williams was the guy and he turned things down and he was doing, you know, I guess whatever, said he was doing drugs and that's why and the studios got tired of that and then just went to other people. So you don't know if it's somebody being bitter or whatever, but that was as far as burning a as far as burning everything down behind you, holy shit. Like that was just like, I mean, he's talking all kinds of shit about Rogan and all these people he's talking about, and a name comes up and he's just calling people illiterate and saying people aren't funny and doing this. And I was just like, man, I'm all about being real and saying what it is, but calling people out and using names is that's wild, man. And there's a part of me that's like, if all that's real, I appreciate it. But at the same time, it's like, man, you got to live by the code a little bit, unless they did you wrong. And by live by the code, I mean, and Bobby Kelly has said this many times, we're supposed to live like we're in the mob. We know things, but we keep our mouth shut. People ask us questions about comedians. We keep our mouth shut. People want to talk about, hey, man, what about this scandal with this person and this one going after girls and this one? What do you think? I'm like, man, you know what? That person's got a family. Their children are going to hear this one day. My opinion does not matter. I wish them and their family well. And that's it. There's kind of a code of ethics that you have to have with your peers, I think. And, but if somebody does you wrong, like if somebody blatantly did me wrong and nobody listened to me or nobody cared, then maybe I would go and say some shit. But I kind of go by the code of like, hey, man, just if nobody, you got to just stay quiet. So I don't know what Katt Williams' intentions were when he went on Shannon Sharp's podcast, but I could tell you that was some interesting shit. That was some wild shit. That whole Illuminati stuff, I just feel like, I do feel like shit is going on, man. And it's very weird to me what's happening in the world. I'm just chalking this up to just a not funny podcast episode. Okay. I got too much on my mind. I think I've been in the house laying down, trying to not be in pain. My pain level right now is probably at like I don't know, like a 4 or 5 right now. But days before this, it was like a 10 plus or a 9. So I'll take it. But I just heard about this. And again, I don't want to speak on things that aren't real, but like what's going on in this mall in Miami with 10-foot creatures? Is anybody listening to this shit? I mean, what the fuck is that? Think about that. There's literally multiple people saying, first of all, I don't know if you saw all of the cops, but every cop in Florida looked like they were there. I've never seen like a double highway of cop cars and helicopters and people saying that they're 7 to 10-foot creatures. All right. Running around the mall and people got to protect themselves from them. And it's like alien type shit. And nobody's talking about it. Mark Zuckerberg is building bunkers in Hawaii for like hundreds of billion, whatever it is, building a bunker. Okay. This shit is wild, man. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama produced that movie about a cyber attack. And there's people in bunkers and worried about civil war. It's weird. It's weird, man. Some states are trying to ban Donald Trump from even running for president. And I understand. Again, you guys know I'm not political, man. I voted for Eli Manning. Go Eli. That's who I voted for. This was my write-in ballot right here. You guys know my write-in ballot. That's Eli right there. But I heard about this podcast that was talking to Trump's lawyer. And it started out with 400,000 listeners. And while it was going on, YouTube, like all of a sudden numbers incredibly dropped. It's like, dude, like if the fix is in on government and we're being hidden from all this stuff, like then what the fuck does that mean for us when the shit really hits the fan? So let's just talk about the creatures for a second. Okay. You're going to tell me that a lot of people, multiple people are seeing 7 to 10-foot. Now, 7 foot, you could be like, all right, maybe the fucking, Miami Heat were hanging out in the mall. 10 foot, you don't just see a 10-foot fucking, you don't just, there's no like, oh, that guy was really tall. It's 10 fucking feet. That's a basketball. It's an NBA hoop. That's how tall. If I'm at fucking coming out of Sbarro or wherever, I'm in the mall grabbing a slice or I walk out of Foot Locker and I see a fucking 10-foot creature running around, it's a problem. I need to know this from the news. That's what I don't understand. It's like, how come the news? Oh, by the way, speaking of news, did you hear that guy Vivek, the guy running for the Indian gentleman running for president on the Republican ticket? He got asked. They said, "Do you denounce white supremacy?" Dude, his answer, just type in like Vivek, whatever. Listen, I don't fucking know, man. All right, my back has been in pain. I'm gonna fuck names up today. This is for you guys. I should be laying down right now, but I got to talk a little shit. Okay, and it's been a while. And by the way, thank you guys for the comments and watching the episodes in studio. The last one with Carmen Lynch. I got some good ones coming up. But yeah, man, like this guy's response, just put in like Vivek responds to, I think it was like the Washington Post about like what a question of, do you denounce white supremacy? It's one of the most gangster answers I've ever heard in the history of politics, ever. And it's perfect, and it's what should be said more, and it just goes to show where people's minds are and how fucked up things are right now. And it's crazy. But I'm going to get back to the creatures, okay? That's the name of this episode. Creatures in the Mall. If you look at the video footage, I have never seen more law enforcement people, vehicles, helicopters in my fucking life. And they were like, "Oh, some kids were shooting in a mall," but like other people are saying creatures. And again, I don't know the story. I don't know if it's true, but when multiple people are saying 10-foot creatures and you hear nothing, it's freaking me out. It's freaking me out. And it's almost like, how come none of the witnesses in that mall have been able to talk? It's like, yo, is that some Men in Black shit? I don't know, man. I know you guys, some of you listening going, I think Virzi's starting to get paranoid. He's getting into conspiracies. No, I'm not. I'm just looking at my phone going, what the fuck? How many UFOs are going to be spotted now? We got UFOs being spotted every day. People are like looking out their flight, go, what's that? What the fuck is that? What is that? Look at this thing move. And then everyone's like, yeah, they're here. Everyone knows they're here. There's shit going on at Area 51. You see that clip? There's all kinds of shit going on. Now there's 10-foot creatures going to fucking finish line. I mean, I'm just like, dude, I got to get more guns. I got to build a bunker or some shit myself. I told my wife, I was like, listen, my rifle's not going to cut it. Because a 10-foot creature is going to laugh at my rifle, probably snap it in half, and then beat the fucking shit out of me with it. I need some shit. Okay, we need canned goods. We need water, canned goods, whatever's going to fight off a 10-foot creature. I mean, this shit is wild. And I feel like the scary thing is that we're just being told what we're allowed to be told. And this is the first time I ever felt that way. Like, this is the first time, or when I hear something, I'm just like, yeah, that's coming from a source that, like, you know, the way in school, they give you the textbooks that they want you to read. Yes, this is the curriculum. Boom, this history book. That's what it is. It's the same thing. They want you to, but nobody, it's nothing is expanded. You know, nothing is expanded on, especially like in the news. And it's just very weird to me that the media can really kind of dictate who they want to run in office, who has a scandal, who doesn't have a scandal, scandals that want to be covered up, all this and that. It's just, it seems to me. And then you got this Epstein Island shit where you don't know who's on that. People are lying about that. I mean, it's just, I remember I said a long time ago on the show, love your families, do what you love, protect the ones you love, be careful, and don't go to the mall in fucking Miami because they got 10-foot aliens running around there apparently. What the? You know, you can't, I just want to watch football and do stand up. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. If you want to ask me what my ideal life is, right? Everybody listening to this right now, you have what you love, what your ideal thing to do is. For me, get on stage, make people laugh, maybe do some acting to entertain people with my humor on camera, on on the screen, and watch football and enjoy my family, and hopefully the New York Knicks win a championship soon. That's all. I don't need to worry about people fixing elections. I don't need to worry about aliens and 10-foot creatures. Then some whack job was on one of these podcasts, and I don't know if this is real, but he's going, no, they start naming the aliens now. You know that? They're like, oh, yeah, the reptilians are up there, and we're kind of, Earth is their laboratory. So they're kind of working here. This is their lab. I mean, I don't need to hear that when I'm about to watch the fucking, a playoff game or, wild card weekend. I don't need to think about that. I don't need to think that there's some, Star Trek creatures that are just watching us. I don't need this. My back's fucked up. Do you need this? I mean, this is. Remember when you were kids and they were like, when you were kids, it was like, when you were kids, it was like, oh, in the year 2020 or 2025 or 24, whatever, there's going to be flying cars. You're like, oh, the future's going to be sick. Now it's like, nah, just aliens in the mall, UFOs are going around like Spirit airline flights. Nobody, elections aren't real. President's got Alzheimer's, has dementia. They're hiring people that can't really speak. I mean, it's just, it's a mess, everybody. It is a mess. But we got iPhones and we got entertainment, And then now I started getting really nuts, right? By the way, I'm not a nutty conspiracy person, but think about this. Isn't it funny how everybody's looking at their phones and scrolling through their phones constantly? Every time a big event happens, what happens? Camera, phone. And it's almost like, is it a big distraction? Is it a big distraction for some shit, man? I don't know. And or it's all bullshit, or there were never aliens that were 10 feet tall in the mall. Maybe there wasn't the aliens in Nevada that were in the backyard that the cops talked about. Maybe that was all fake. Maybe everything is trying to get people like this, but there's a couple of things that have happened that have been like, so there you go. Anyway, let's talk positive. How about your boy beating the BetMGM book for the third year in a row? That's right, everybody. That's right. So when they say you don't win in gambling, no, maybe you don't. But if you listen to Paulie all season long, I'm going to be over 500. I did it the last 3 years. We'll see. I got some work to do. I got to do it for a little longer. But am I the top handicapper in the country? Possibly. Am I not? Yes, that's possible too. But, and this is a definite, if you rode with me for the last 3 years, picking the 4 games a week I've picked, have you made money if you rolled with me for the last 3 years? Yes, you have. And that's a fact. All right. Did not work out for my New York Giants the way I wanted it to. Oh, how about the Tommy Cutlets thing? That was fucking a week and a half. Oh, fucking, this kid's the next. I went on Good Morning Football. I don't know if you guys saw that. They were asking me. And I was like, yeah, people need to calm down. It's a little ridiculous. All right. The guy threw, against the Washington Commanders, a bad Patriots team. Granted, the kid did a good job. And listen, nobody loves an Italian quarterback more than me. Nobody loves New Yorkers like me. Nobody loves that story more than me, but New Yorkers are delusional. Nobody goes to my co-host there, Mr. Bill Burr on the Anything Better podcast. He says New Yorkers are the quickest to, I told you guys the story. We're the quickest to go nuts. Linsanity was worthy of it. So that wasn't delusional. The Tommy Cutlets thing was a little delusional. But I remember me and my son went to the playoff game. The Knicks lost in 5 games to the Hawks. We won 1 game, game 2, the game we went to. And even if we won that series, Brooklyn wasn't even next. And we're chanting outside, we want Brooklyn. We won 1 game against the Hawks. That's the dying thirst and dread that we have to losing and the desperation that we have for winning with the Knicks. But the Tommy Cutlets thing, I mean, the guy's in a fucking nightclub throwing cookies at people. Whether he's behind the bar guys throwing fucking chicken cutlet sandwiches at people. I mean, what do we do? His family's cooking eggplant parms and chicken parms for 300 people. That's amazing. But dude, you gotta, you guys getting sacked 9 times running for his life. Oh shit. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in rough shape. I'm not gonna lie. I got really upset the other day when I tried to get up and leave and I couldn't even move. My heart goes out to people with back pain. It really does. And people take for granted not being in pain every day. Um, I had people give me muscle relaxers, and now I'm on all sorts of shit for my back to get better. But I just want to get better because I can't wait to show you guys this new hour. That's frustrating me that I can't be on stage right now, but it's just gonna be a few more days, hopefully, and I'll be able to function and walk and do that. I just want to be able to do what I love to do. And it was not the way that I wanted to start the year, but we're gonna finish strong. That much I can that much I can tell you. So any questions, just let me know. No, I'm kidding. Um, I guess that's pretty much, I mean, I don't know what else. Please write in, hit me up with guests you want on the show. But we're gonna have some people coming on that are very interesting, great guests, great people to talk to right now. And I'm gonna talk about all this shit with them. I'm gonna find out how they feel about the 10-foot creatures in the mall and the UFOs and all kinds of shit going on. The Katt Williams thing is really, really interesting because I just want to see the responses of people. Because there's a lot of shady shit that goes on. And it would suck though. Wouldn't it suck if Katt Williams was just crazy? Wouldn't it suck if he was just going through something and he just went there and started doing that? Or if everything he said was true and he just exposed everything? I don't know which is better, because if everything he said is true and all the people that he exposed, then it makes you feel different about those people that you might have loved. So that would suck. But then it would also suck if he was 100% crazy and you knew that this is a man who just was like mentally, so it's like, fuck, it's like, which one? I guess if you had to choose, you'd want everything he said to be real and him to be somewhat normal and sane, right? Instead of just going on a 3-hour podcast and just being an absolute mentally a lunatic. So I guess I would say, I'd want all that stuff to be real. But um, Cedric the Entertainer came out and was like, nah, man, that's my joke. That's a tough one. I'll tell you guys, there's been a couple of comedians. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's one but I can't prove it. That's the thing. I can't prove it. But there are some people that you see do a joke, and I've been reached out to. I will tell you this. I will give you guys this. Okay. This will be my eye drop of a Katt Williams interview. There was something I did on my Netflix special, Nocturnal Admissions, which is streaming right now, that I did that somebody, this is all I can give because I can't prove it, and I'm not starting shit, because if you can't prove it, but it's one of those things where you pretty much have an idea, where they heard me do it in a club. And then guess what I saw? Then I saw it on there. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me say that again. There is a joke I'm doing on my new hour right now, and they made it different enough, but I know where it came from, and it's on their Netflix special. And somebody hit me up and we were talking about it, and they're like, hey man, I wasn't going to call you, but it's very, very similar. The wording, you can tell by the wording when somebody takes your shit or when somebody was influenced by it. And then they try to change it at the end. There was somebody else, and it's funny because both incidents, okay, I'll tell you this. I will tell you this. I can't mention names, guys. I can't, because again, it'll turn into some shit. And look, I don't need it. My joke is better. My version is better, and I could still do my version. But there were two comedians, actually three, but one was so long ago I was coming up, but there were three. There were three comedians in my career, but the two recent ones, they were in the same room and same building as me while I was doing the joke on stage, and then I saw them do it. I also have my recordings before they did it, so nobody could say shit because I have the recordings of it. But when that happens, you got to ask yourself, did they love the joke so much that they tried to do their version of it? Did they hear it and it stuck in their head, and later they were on stage and played with it in a way and didn't intentionally do it? Or did they just straight up lift it and try to change a couple things? We can't know that as comedians. Okay, so when it comes to that stuff, the only person that truly, truly knows what they did is them, and then they have to rationalize it. Okay, they have to rationalize it. So it sucks. It definitely, when you see somebody, especially on a platform that's big, do something that you're doing that's crushing, and the shit that you're doing is better, it hurts. You're like, fuck. But now I'm the dick. Now I'm the dick for saying something, and then people will attack me, especially if the comedian is a bigger comedian, especially if the comedian is, out there and is a very known or bigger comedian. You're gonna look like you look like the asshole. So it hasn't happened enough where, but it does happen. And there's been a lot of comedians called out on it, and it's like there's nothing worse than blatantly stealing somebody's creative material, blatantly, and then going out there and then presenting it as your own and accepting those laughs and thriving on that and gaining from that, knowing what you're doing, and then just trying to rationalize it. It's, to me, I'm not built that way. I'm just not, man. I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me. Like, I'm the type of person, like, if God forbid I ever had to kill somebody or shoot somebody, I would just drive to the police station and be like, yo, we got into a thing. I shot the dude. I'm sorry, he's dead. But like, I had to, like, that's me. I'm not this, like, get the body, put it in the backyard. Hopefully nothing. Like, I'm just not built like that. I have OCD. I feel guilty. I have to get it all out. I can't hide anything. It's just who I am. So there are some people that don't care, and there are narcissists that will just do whatever they need to do to get here, to get to the top. And it happens sometimes. And some people get really beat down in this business. So they're like, fuck it, whatever it takes. I'm not that dude. I'm not that dude at all. So I could not live with myself. I call my friends and I go, hey, I got this joke. Do you know anybody doing anything like that? And if it's, what I did one time, that's when I was going to write a joke. I got bumped up to first class, and I just was like, it was the first time I ever got in first class. And I just was thinking of funny things to compare, coach to first class. And I go, somebody's definitely done this. And I Googled it, and it was Brian Regan doing 7 minutes plus on the experience of first class to coach. Is the funniest thing. You're like, okay, never touching that, never touching it. So, yeah, I don't even like to be close to anything. I don't like to, that's why the jokes about my family and the stories about my life, nobody can really take that. But there's a part of this business, man, that that you guys don't see. And but again, it's how you sleep at night, and it's how you live your life. And that's it. And those people got to live with that. Those people got to live with that, if they make a mistake or mistakes. It's funny if somebody's got like, yeah, that person had 12 close jokes to people. Well, that happened 12 times. That happened 12 times. Wow, that's really parallel thinking. You're thinking exactly like everybody in the fucking business. No, there's fucking narcissistic snakes and thieves out there that don't give a shit. So there you go. I don't know how we got there. I just wanted to come and talk some shit to you guys because some of you guys like the ranting and the talking shit, and say some of you guys say you like me solo better than with the guest. I like mixing it up. I like doing this, and then I like going into the studio with somebody, getting their perspective, especially when I vibe with somebody. Like I was really vibing with Carmen. Um, there's only been a couple, and I got to be honest, it's my show. There's been a couple interviews that were hard just because I don't hang with the people. So we may know each other, see each other in the club. Hey, do the show. But like, if I know you and vibe with you, that's why when you hear me with Bobby, or when you hear me with Yanni, or when you hear me with Burr, Bartnick, just people that are like true friends, it's always just going to be like Brett Ernst. It's always going to be a better flow. But then there are some people that you kind of know a little bit. What I love is the people that, like, when you first meet, you feel like you've known them for 20 years. And then you come in like Steph Tollett. When Steph Tollett did my show, we didn't really know each other. We went in, it was like, we just had a great time. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. The audio numbers are up and the YouTube numbers are up since I've been in the studio. We're getting more sponsors. And I just love doing the show for you guys, talking some shit to you guys. And I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Um, I will be, guys, I know that I have a lot of Los Angeles fans, which I'm very grateful for. I'm going to be doing the Netflix is a Joke Comedy Festival. My show is May 10th at the Troubadour, the late show. I'm doing the late show at the legendary Troubadour rock venue in West Hollywood. I believe it's West Hollywood, Hollywood, whatever. So get tickets to that. Tickets to that are on sale now, and it's a small venue. I believe Nicole Bayer's at the early show, and I'm the late show for the festival. That is May the 10th. Get your tickets. You guys are going to see a brand new hour other than the Netflix special. And when I was in California, I just did some spots at the Hollywood Improv. So nobody sees all this material. You guys will that night. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And I hope you guys get in there. I think it's only like 150 people. So get your tickets for that. I can promise you I'm coming in with fucking heat for that. And by then, my back better be better. My back better be better in a week. But by then, I'm going to be good to go. So get in the building for that. And what else do we have? Did I talk about who I think's going to the Super Bowl? I think. All right. I think the Buffalo Bills can sneak into the Super Bowl. I think. It's one of those, it's really tough, man. The AFC is tough because you got the Ravens, you got everything. I also think that the 49ers are so good and have everything. All right, I know you're going to be like, Paul, you're giving us all these teams. Make up your mind. I think the Detroit Lions can pick off anybody in the NFC, but I don't think they're gonna. I think it's gonna be close with them. And I think the Detroit Lions can pick somebody off, but ultimately, I think it's gonna be the 49ers and the Bills in the Super Bowl. That's my pick. We didn't do it on anything better. So, and even if we do it, I'll just say that. I know about Baltimore, but I feel like the running game with Buffalo and James Cook and Josh Allen and Diggs, I think that they could maybe, I think things are clicking at the right time for that team, and I think they could maybe pull it off. And the 49ers, I think the Eagles are beatable. I think, I think the 49ers are just have everything. Um, and I know people are going to say, well, what about the Cowboys? I think the Lions are going to pick somebody off. I don't know. And the Cowboys and Dak Prescott need to prove that they could win in the big moment, which they have not yet. So therefore, I will say 49ers and Bills. There you go. I had to talk myself through it. That's what I think. But as much as I beat the book, my playoff picks last year were garbage for the first time ever. I'm usually better in the playoffs than I am regular season. Last year I was garbage. So I got to see if I bounce back in the playoffs this year. But that's what I'm thinking. Josh Allen's a special player, man. And I think when he's locked in and good, he's really fucking good. And I think he was not locked in during their, you could tell, one of the women in his life, I think, but anyway, um, You guys are the best, man. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate all the support. And again, I'm sorry about the Gramercy, but I can promise you this is another thing I can promise you. Get your tick. If you have tickets, you can keep them. Get that makeup date because I can promise you this. I'm coming into the Gramercy whenever that date is, and it's going to be better than it would have been. My back would I would not have been able to perform. I cannot fucking wait. I am like seething for that. I'm foaming at the mouth for that. I want that gig back so bad. And I want you guys to get in the building and tell a friend because I promise you, you are not going to see many comedians. I know there are some out there, but you're not going to see many comedians who come out from top to bottom for that fucking hour the way that I'm going to come out. How about that? I'm talking some shit now. How about that? There you go. All right. You got me fired the fuck up. I don't care. I'll put 10-foot aliens in the fucking crowd. I'll make them laugh. They'll be like, I'm staying down here. I'm watching Paulie's show at the ground. And say, then we go back to Venus or wherever the fuck it is. And that's true, man. I asked why. Give me a sign. And the next day I could not walk. So I'm not telling you to believe in God, but I do. I believe. I'm a believer. And I believe that the Virzi Effect listeners are the fucking best in the world. And I love you guys. And I hope to see you guys either at Mohegan Sun, if that's closer for you. I hope to see you at Uncle Vinny's, if that's closer for you. I hope to see you at the Troubadour in Los Angeles on May the 10th. And let's just finish the few tickets that are left at the Den in Chicago. Let's fill that up February 24th. And I think we have some more dates. We have some more things coming. We have some more things coming. I might be going to Austin. We're figuring all that stuff out, but I will talk to you guys next week. This will come out really soon. I'm going to try to get this out. This will easily be out for the weekend, but and then next week we'll get into studio and get some guests in there for you. This has been the Virzi Effect 560. No. But no, it's not 562. What? No, it was 6. It's got to be like 602 or something, right? What did the other thing say? I'll figure it out. Anyway, this was the last Virzi Effect, 60 something. Sorry about that. I'll talk to you guys soon.